I'm Eddie Speed. I'm the founder of Note School. I started in the seller finance note buying business in 1980. Was a young guy, 20 years old. Had a couple of mentors, really served essentially an apprenticeship for a couple of years in the business. Learned a lot of things about the business. It's been a learning curve, school of hard knocks, but certainly got some guys that got me started, gave me the right principles and the foundation to begin the business. Best life decision I ever made.
I think the fact that Eddie's been in this business for 30 years and brings, reality to it. He has all the components there. He's done this business. He's really on the street, and he gives a basis from which you can really go back and put together at home.
What I got from him was real-world experience, great information, useful information, pertinent information, not a lot of fluff.
When I started in the note business, I was working for the Mississippi Board of Animal Health. I was a horse inspector. I was 20 years old. I made about $1,000 a month. So I obviously didn't have a big bank account. When I started in the business, one of the guys told me, he says, "You can make a lot of money buying notes." I said, "Well, there's just one problem. I don't have any money to buy notes with." He said, No. What you learn to do is you learn to use other people's money to buy notes. You become the connector. You find a seller of the note, you find a buyer of the note, and you connect the dots. And that's how I got started.
Whether you're an experienced person or just getting started, like I am, he'll sit down with you and on a one-on-one basis and explain to you, and very easy to understand.
No, it was very easy to follow. Eddie's, he's just very down to earth, very easy to follow, very easy to stay with. He does an excellent job of explaining the details of it.
I teach people in these classes. To learn to buy a position in notes with actually not funding any of their own money. And I say I never teach anything that I haven't done. I've done this personally more than 500 times. You can learn to buy notes and hold an interest in notes, actually owning the note, not just a brokerage fee, although the brokerage fees are great. You can actually learn to own a part of a note for no money at all invested. I can show you how to do that.
Clearly, it's layman terms, and he's willing to break it down even further. Whatever questions we have, he answers it clearly, and now we can understand what's going on.
Yes, I will. I will highly recommend this training to others.
I've included a clip of some classroom teaching to give you an opportunity to look inside a Note School real training for a minute to see what it's like. I'd love for you to consider to be a part of these trainings. So the interview process. Once again, you've got to start out, you have to start out with a very friendly gesture, okay? Because when you first call them, they've been called and pounded by collectors up to this date, right? So when somebody calls them and says they want to talk to them about their loan, what do they first think? I'm fixing to get pounded again. Okay? So you're going to have to be prepared and willing to reach out there, extend your hand way across the desk, and make them feel like that you want to talk, that you are interested in helping them. Yesterday's gone. I had nothing to do with any conversation or communication you had with any of your previous lenders. I now own the loan. Now, by the way, let me tell you something. Just so you understand, you're not going to have any of these conversations before you buy it. You understand that? That confidentiality agreement that institution is going to make you sign, you're not going to call the payer. Absolutely 100%, you are not going to be able to call the payer before you buy it. Okay? That's why you have to buy it based on the asset value. Why do you think I've spent so much time talking about all these types of collateral and how to finally nail the value? One of the most incredible things about the note business is our business is growing exponentially while the typical industries right now are declining. People are being laid off their work just like you. And so there are tremendous opportunities for people to get into a business that is growing unbelievably. Now, to be able to do that, we need to learn something. We need to learn the fundamental principles of the business to know how to pursue it correctly Don't waste our time. If you're out of work, you don't have time to go pursue methods that aren't successful. You've got to get out there and get after it and do it now.
And with Eddie, you know that you're getting a guy who actually does this every single day. This is the way he makes his living, as opposed to some of the other folks.
The networking was great with the people that were here, and you talk about you talk about things you can do together. Working with Eddie is just, I mean, the possibilities are endless, and this is the perfect time to be in this business.
Have you ever seen a circumstance in life that you thought it was a real deal, you thought it was an opportunity, but you didn't act on it? And then all of a sudden you look back a few years later and it's like, oh my goodness, I should have jumped in. That if I would have done this, that's the what if. Let me ask you a question. Why are you waiting? This business right now, load up on the boat. I've never seen a better opportunity to pursue the business. Why are you waiting? Don't let this be another lost opportunity.